Hey guys, I'm here in the shop today. I'm getting ready to build a land plane for my skid steer here. And they sell different models of these. They're usually around $1,000 or so, and I'm $1,500. And I was able to kind of come up with my own design, which kind of piggybacks off some other ones, and get something put together here. So these are some cutting edges from a Caterpillar motor grader. I can put the part number in if everybody needs them. They're held on with 5/8" plow bolts. And this is C8 by 11.2 or 11.5 channel. It's 3.5 foot long. And these blades are 5 foot long. And basically, I'm gonna build something that looks sort of like this. And then I've got a pretty thick piece of box tubing to go across here that will mount to those plates. And then, between this tube and up front here somewhere, I'll probably run some, stiffener bars through there and maybe make a place to mount my bucket on top of this. I do have a couple new tools that I'm gonna be trying out. One is a Milwaukee metal cutting saw. I think it's an 8" saw. It's like a circular saw, but it cuts through metal, and it's awesome. I already used it to cut these C-channels here. It's amazing how fast it is. And then I've also got a Makita metal cutting chop saw as well. That, again, it's not a abrasive type wheel. It uses teeth on the blade and cuts through the metal just so clean and so quick. So I'll definitely get some videos of those things cutting, and be happy to answer any questions you guys have. Look at that. I used to be 100% angle grinder for all my cutting. Then I did that to my hand. Can't really see it too good now. But look at that. I just cut that. It's not even hot. Perfect cut. All right, here's the next beautiful thing we got in the shop. This is Makita. Again, cutting saw. This is, I think, 2x3 box tubing, 1/4" wall. And basically I just have it measured out 5 foot. And this thing just goes right through it like butter. Perfect square, clean cut, not even hot. And the vise in this thing is really nice. It's got this nice big steel metal handle here. It's really easy to adjust the angle of it, and when you adjust it and you tighten down the adjustment knob here, it's sturdy. Real heavy duty aluminum base. So yeah, that was a good buy. All right, this is 1/4" by 8" strap. And you honestly can't ask for anything better than that. Those two pieces, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but they line up perfectly on both sides. And that took almost no time at all. Okay, right here I've got all the pieces I need to make the skid steer adapter plate there. So these are 3/8" plates by 8" wide. These are 1/4" by 8". And these are 1/4" by 8" by 15 inches tall. So I'll just kind of show you here. We'll have this like this. This one will get welded on at some sort of angle like that. And this one will also get welded at an angle at the bottom, and that's what the pin will go through down there. So this 3/8 inch plate I have, it's gonna mount on this slope piece like that. And then now you can see it's gonna hit, you know, the pin. So you need to cut out a hole in this here for that pin to go through. All right, got both the plates mounted, welded along the top, along the bottom. Look at that, got a nice tight fit there. So these are my two C channels on the sides. I got them angled and welded in a plate there. Follow that angle. So all four corners have the nice bevel or angle. The two plates are all done, all welded up with the stiffener piece there. And then I need to start looking at getting my angle iron cut and drilling holes in these. Both these blades ready to go. I'm very heavy. And that looks good. So a couple things I'm trying to keep into account here. One, when I'm sitting in the seat, I'd like to be able to see this blade. This one's easy to see. This one's getting back a little bit where it's getting tough to see. Two, I'm thinking about the spacing between these two blades. And three, I'm thinking about whether I want both blades facing forward like this, or if I want to turn the back blade backwards so that, you know, moving forward, this one would cut, material would flow over here, and instead of going, you know, up and over again, if that was turned around, material theoretically would go underneath that one and kind of get smoothed out by this one, like back dragging. So another thing to keep in mind too is the angle of these blades. There's two different angles. One, you can angle them, you know, this way, so they're either perpendicular with the skid steer, or they can be angled, which would push material one way or another. I'm gonna keep mine straight. And then also the angle from vertical that these blades are. So I measured a neighbor's land plane, and his blades, one was at 60 degrees and one was at like 68 degrees. So I'm probably gonna run with the 60 degrees on both of these blades. And these right now are at about 40 degrees. So when I weld them onto here, they're gonna be, you know, brought up steeper than this. They'll be, you know, near 60 degrees. Then the other thing is that these cutting edges actually stick down below the bottom of this side plate here, about 3/4 of an inch on his. Again, I might do a little bit less than that, but I don't know, that might be right. So basically what I'll do is I'll set a piece of 3/4 inch plywood or something underneath these to lift them both up, and that way when I weld these in place, it'll be, the edge will be sticking down. to square this up, basically I've got 64.5 inches on the outside here, and I measured 64.5 inches out here, and then I measured from this corner to that corner, and from that corner to that corner, I compared them. So in my case, this one was like 77.5, and this was only like 76.5. So that means I need to shimmy these outside ends that way to make this one get closer to 77, and this one get lower than 77.5, and they evened out about 77.25, while still maintaining the 64.5 wide. So it's just kind of 3 measurements. You got to keep checking your width out here, and then your diagonal this way, and your diagonal that way, and you want your 2 diagonals to match, and you want your width to match what you had back here. Once you got that, it's square. I've got these all blocked up 1/2 inch, and the reason I got that up 1/2 inch off the ground right now is when this machine goes into dirt or gravel or anything else that's not concrete, those treads will, you know, settle into the ground a little bit. And so I found with some other attachments I've built that if you build them just like this, but without this 1/2 inch space, when you bring your arms all the way down and, you know, hit the stops on the skid steer, the attachment drags on the ground. So I went ahead and I, you know, just tacked up. I went and tried it out in the driveway, and I really liked the way it pushed and everything, but I think these plates need to come up a little bit more. Or I'm sorry, the plates need to go down a little bit more to lift the implement up, because when I brought the arms all the way down, this, you know, these 2 blades were buried too deep into the ground. So as you can see now, I can let my arms all the way down, and this back blade is just barely off the ground. I can move around without that blade hitting the ground. It's probably, I don't know, looks to be 1.25 inches off the ground maybe, and I'm going up a hill. Pretty much perfect. As you can see, I could let the arms all the way down, curl up, and this thing, you know, I could drive around with it no problem. I could let the arms down and curl out a little bit, and this thing, you know, both these blades were just sitting, you know, perfectly flat like they need to. So I'm really gonna go ahead and start welding this thing up. Okay, so I think I'm ready to flip this back over. I got some gussets added there, a little one added there in the corner. Same thing over here. Those 2 gussets and that one. Those are all just 2x2 by 1/4. And I'm gonna flip it over, and I'll be adding some more bars and some stronger gussets on top as well. Alright, well I'm here gonna try out the land plane for the first time on some dirt. I've used it a little bit on my driveway here and there, but we'll see how it works here. I got high hopes for it. I think this is going to wrap the video up here. I can't say how happy I am with this land plane. It's a little tough to use on a building pad like this that's so small, but doing any driveway or any larger site work, it works really well. You could see when I was moving the dirt on the last project there, it could just skim off however much or however little you wanted. Also left a really nice finish. And here on this job, spreading the rock, you can see that it does a good job at pushing it and leveling it at the same time. You can also, go into a pile with it and lay the implement down in the pile and back drag it out to kind of move a larger quantity of stone. So I'd recommend building one of these or purchasing one of these to anybody. It's been a great investment, and I look forward to using it some more.